In this tutorial we're going to talk about featured post and featured page widgets. We are here on our homepage on our test tutorial site, and you can see that on our homepage we have both featured page and featured post widgets. Here in the middle are our featured page widgets. Underneath that are our featured post widgets, and really from a visual perspective they could look entirely the same. Featured page widgets can have this thumbnail image. Featured post widgets don't have to have the thumbnail image. This is all configurable. The reason we use featured posts and featured pages, especially on the home page, is to direct people to the content that we want them to see. We also use featured post widgets quite commonly on blog pages. So if we have a look at our blog page, you can see here we've used featured post widgets to show small excerpts of the posts that we have, and these can be limited to any number you want, or can be no maximum. You could have them go on forever, or they can be the full post article as commonly is shown on some WordPress sites. So what we're going to do is to go into the back end now and have a look at how we set those up. So we've already logged into the back end here, and here's our dashboard. What we're going to do is to go down here into appearance. You can see this one's opened up, and we're going to go into the widget section. Okay, here's our widget section. At the top we have the available widgets, and you can see that we will have a featured post, featured page and featured post widgets available. And down below we have our inactive widgets, or those that have been used and have been dragged in there, so we won't take too much time to look at that. But to the right we have our widget areas that are available on the site, and we're going to scroll down a little bit, and we're going to have a look here at the home middle 1, home middle 2 and home middle 3, and they're going to equate to this section here, the about us, the page layouts and the gallery. This would commonly be called home top up here, home middle or home center, and home bottom perhaps on most sites. That can vary a little bit, but it's pretty consistent in terms of naming. So let's go back and have a look. Okay, if we say home middle 1, we have a featured page widget, and let's open that up and have a look. Okay, so we have a title which we can add ourselves. We have a list of pages. This is a full list of pages on the site, and we've chosen to feature the About Us page. We can show a featured image. In this case we haven't. There has to be a featured image on the page, or at least an image on the page for that to display. The image size can be varied based upon the standard sizes that are in the theme as defaults. Image alignment, left or right, so we can align those images. The page title, if we've already put the page title up here, there's no need to show it again. The page byline, if there's a byline for the page. If we want to show a little bit of the content of page, this will pick the first number of characters. Here we've limited those characters to 100, so it fits in. And that's pretty much how you set up a featured page widget. So if we wanted to change those, let's say we're going to change this value here to 10 just to show you the difference, and we click save, the database is automatically updated. We're going to go back here and refresh our screen, and you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 there instead of the 100 we had before. So that's how that changes. Let's go back in, set that to 100 and save it. So they're the featured page widgets. Very, very simple. As you can see, our other featured page is sampled layouts and one to the right there. Let's have a look at featured posts now. You can see same sort of thing. In this case we've decided not to put the title there manually. We are using the post title. The category, this is one difference where you'll find posts are of course filed into a category, and the category of posts we're showing in this particular featured post widget on the left is the blog category. So we want to show one post, and that will be the last post that has been entered into this category. We could show more, we could show 10. I don't know that that would work particularly well on the home page. We'll show you where you can use that value quite well on our blog post page, but on the home page, one is usually pretty much what you would want to show. Show featured image. You notice that on this one we actually in fact have showed the featured image. So let's have a look there. We have checked the 150 by 150 for the thumbnail, and we have aligned it left. However, we could in fact align that right if we wanted to. And it would automatically change that. See, the text is still flowing around. However, that would look a little bit off, so we're going to leave it to the left. Show post title. So instead of typing our title there, we've showed the post title. Show content limit. We have some options here. We could show all of the content. Wouldn't look too good on the home page, I don't imagine. Show an excerpt if we had actually written that in the post, which we haven't. Or we could show no content, or we can show content limit, which we're doing here and saying, okay, we want to show 280 characters or 280 letters plus spaces plus whatever punctuation is there. So that can be saved. So it goes back to where it was. Now let's look a little bit at the blog post page. So let's go to the blog post page, and you can see that that's slightly different in terms of its setup. We've set it up so it shows once again a summary of the posts. So let's go and have a look at that. Here's our blog posts, Genesis featured posts again. The blog category is the posts. If we change that to the news category and save it, it will update the database. And what we will see here is only the posts that are in the news categories, and I imagine that might be slightly different. Okay, one of those posts is in fact in the news category as well. So very easy to decide which category of posts you want to show. Now what we said before is we would show you the full post. So if we have show content, and if we save that, in fact, we can go back to a more traditional, if you like, WordPress layout where a blog page is laying out the most recent posts in full. Just wait for that to restore. There you go. So you can see that those posts are in fact now being laid out in full. And there we have two images because we've still got our thumbnail. So if we go back here and remove our thumbnail there and come back into our blog post and do a refresh, you'll see that our thumbnail has gone and we have our posts in their entirety. Just a quick one, if we go through to our posts here, we will very quickly show you where it's picking up that thumbnail image from. Why use WordPress? That one will do. Okay, where it is picking up that thumbnail from is either the featured image, which is not set on this post. Let's go back to visual. So if the featured image is not set, and we have a tutorial on setting the featured image, you can force the image you want to use as the thumbnail by adding it here, or otherwise it will go into the post and find the first image and it will use that as the thumbnail. So that is how you use featured post and featured page widgets in a WordPress website.